Hey guys, it's Spacey Sims, and welcome back to more Genso Manege. I think that's how you say it, but anyway, it's Genso, we're back! Yay! I'm so excited. Are you excited? I'm excited. Listen. Anyway, continuing where we left off, going to see the merry-go-round, or the manege, so to speak. The sunlight was beginning to set, dyeing the scenery in a golden tint. A pastel top and an array of colorful horses spun before me. Decorative glass gems twinkled in the sunlight. It can't be. I was awestruck. This manege was the spitting image of the one my father had made. Is this what he modeled the music box after? Oh, so we're assuming then that your father made the music box. I never knew it was based on something. The manege came to a stop and the riders alighted. My feet carried me forward all on their own. Every detail is spot on. It's my music box. It's like I'm seeing double. I reached my hand out to touch it. The cold metal chilled my fingers. Wait, why is it getting warmer? It happened before I could react. Magic. Magic. A blinding light flashed from the manege. I hope I'm saying that right. I didn't look up how to say anything after. When you first load the game, it does say Genso Manege. I think that's how it says it. But, like, with a Japanese accent. So I'm like, guys, we don't do French or Italian when they throw those in here. We don't do that. I can muddle through Japanese words, generally. Like, I can't muddle through, like, any kind of European language. I can't do it. What? Before I knew it, everything went white. The light had swallowed everything. It is very bright. I couldn't keep my eyes open. My heart pounded in my ears. Heat seethed inside me. What's happening? And then the heat vanished. Did you get your magic back suddenly? Carefully, slowly, I opened my eyes. The light was gone too. I scanned the area out of pure confusion, but answers eluded me. Did I imagine all that? Other guests exchanged looks and tilted their heads.
What just happened?
Part of some performance, maybe. Evidently I hadn't. The guests stared at the manege for a while before they lost interest and left. I should back away before it starts moving again. Like you could ride it. I managed to pry myself away from the ride and put some distance between us. That's when I heard the footsteps. Like I was just question mark, and all they're saying is ... question mark. My heart nearly leapt out of my chest. Oh, there's our top hat. Listen, I'm sorry. The man's wearing a top hat. I'm here for it. I slowly turned around. There was a man in a pale purple-hued suit and shoulder piece. I thought I'd never see you again. Behind his stark white hair, he wore a complicated expression. You say stark white hair, but it's got purple hues to it, because he's just all purple tinted, so. He thought he'd never see me again? I'd never met this man in my life. And you are... It's me, Hugo. Don't you remember? I suppose it has been 7 long years. I mean, I'm assuming because if your father and the music box and this merry-go-round are the same, and your father worked for amusement parks or whatever and did stuff, that, like, did your father build this or have something to do with it and has met, and you've met these people? Well, you've at least met Hugo before, you know what I mean? Oh. My chest tightened. I'm sorry, but I don't remember much from back then. I explained the incident in the river and about my amnesia. I'm sorry. He frowned for a moment, but it was soon replaced with a kind smile. You've nothing to be sorry for, mademoiselle. Would you allow me to redo my introduction? Please. My name is Hugo. I'm the director here at... We can't pronounce, but at the amusement park that I can't pronounce. So you run things here. I've certainly worked my way up since my days as a grunt 7 years ago. He winked playfully. Oh, God, you could wink at me as much as you want. Did you know my father by any chance? Florent was his name. He was an engineer. I'm sorry to say I never had the pleasure. I was only ever acquainted with you. Oh, okay, so, all right. I see. How? And can you explain this to me? Considering the uncanny similarities between this Manege and my music box, my hopes had been somewhat high. You could ask him to elaborate? Say, that little display with the Manege. It was you who created that light, yes? Well, I didn't have the first clue. To claim responsibility for it felt inaccurate, to say the least. I apologize for touching the machinery, but I'm not sure what happened exactly. He offered a gentle smile. And this isn't an interrogation, I assure you. I simply had a favor to ask. What do you mean? After glancing side to side, he leaned in and brought his voice down to a whisper. You're a witch, are you not? I quickly drew back. People fear things they don't understand. Whether you're a nice witch or a scary one, you can't let others know. Arnaud's words from earlier echoed in my head. No one can know. No one can find out. If this is an accusation, then you're sorely mistaken. I refuted him as firmly as I could. Monsieur Hugo appeared dejected. That's not the reaction I expected. I understand you're where it is, but you're the only hope we have left. You see, everyone who works here is trapped, bound to the park by magic. You make that sound like a bad thing? But like, I mean, I guess it's like we're stuck here forevers, but like, at the same time, it's like, I don't know, it seems like a nice place. Does it like, do monsters come out and like, attack you at night? Cause like, listen, I'm not bound to my job by magic, but I am by the fact that I want to afford a roof over my head and not to be homeless. And like, yeah, I mean, I guess I could go somewhere, but that's just a lot of work. So I don't know. The theme park seems like a little bit more fun, is all I'm saying. I don't know. But I guess if you were like, I had aspirations and dreams and I'm stuck here forever, that would suck. So I guess not having a choice is not fun. It's powerful magic that we have no means of resisting. You can save us. You have that power. I don't know what to say. Right. I realize I must sound like a madman right now. He grinned, although only barely this time. He seemed earnest to me, so I didn't think he was playing some sort of trick. But trapped? In an amusement park? He can't possibly think I can just believe that. No, I mean, sure. You're a witch who can't remember things, but also kind of remembers almost everything? So, like, she's just got like that little bubble. That little thing around the accident. You know? But you've lost your magic, so... He can't know what I am. I'm sorry, but I can't help you. A bell chimed, sounding the closing of the park and drowning out my words. People began funneling toward the entrance. I should be going. Wait, there's something you should see. Huh? He grabbed my hand before allowing me to answer. He didn't pull, though. He simply guided me as a gentleman would. Well, even if he dragged me along, I'd still be okay with it. We left the Manege and passed by a number of attractions. Before long, we arrived back to we'd arrived back at the fountain. I can word. Maybe like whatever spell and magic is. How the hell they set up a fountain and those giant stone gates? Because I'm just saying that's a lot, you know. I'm just saying. It seemed what he wanted to show me wasn't inside the park itself. Once he'd made certain that all the guests had left, Monsieur Hugo passed through the gate. And then he disappeared. We were alone. Everyone had surely gone home by now. It was quiet. Not even birds filled the silence. I'm sorry, he's even fabulous from behind. Like, he continued on the road back to town, never letting go of my hand. Excuse me, where are we going? Nowhere. Not me, anyway. Stop looking at me with the sultry eyes over your shoulder, sir, because it's not helping me not love you. We stopped. Monsieur? We got a CG already? I looked up at him as he unbuttoned his collar. A pale white circle glowed on his neck. Is that a chain? Look at the little stars on his neck, too. He's got oh, hi. The light took the form of a collar. Attached to it was an ephemeral chain leading back to the park. Why are you, I'm sorry, I know you got a collar and a chain on you, but God, you're beautiful. Like, he's so lovely. And this is the magic binding us here, to this very amusement park. I don't believe it. Magically trapped within an amusement park. It shouldn't have been possible, but here I was faced with reality. I couldn't deny what lay before my eyes. How did this happen? A witch cast this spell. I'm very fond of amusement parks, so I do quite enjoy my life here. However, years upon years of bondage do begin to wear on one. Everyone's trapped like this? Not just you? I'm sorry, but I can't, I can't keep I can't. I keep getting distracted by his goddamn beautiful face right now. Oh, I'm gonna fawn over Hugo and Sergey a lot, but you're only gonna see a small bit of it, but just, you know me, you know how the fawning goes, and it's gonna be, it's gonna kill me to not be able to fawn with you guys. Just saying. It does kill me a little, you know. Come on, P-Cube, just let me play the whole game for people. Even if it's you can't play the games for a year after they come out. That's fine, that's fine, that's fine, I'll do it. Just let me play the whole damn game. Oh, I'm glad we can at least bring you some of it and you can enjoy some of it, because you guys have been around long enough. You know how we do things here. You know my fawning. You can just imagine it. I would like to think that when you play this game yourself, that I will just haunt you in your mind as you're playing, and you'd be like, Spacey be fawning like shit over this, and it'd be like a 10-minute long spiel. And you know what? I hope that I haunt your gaming that much. I really do. Oh. But just know that when I'm playing the rest of this by myself, I will do my due diligence to speak out loud and fawn as if I'm speaking to you guys. So somewhere in the ether of time out there, you'll just be able to know. You'll be like, wait, Spacey's fawning over the game. I can tell. You know, I'll do that. I'll do my part. I talk to myself anyway, so you know. But I will probably actually be playing this game talking as if I'm recording it for you guys. I just won't have to read as much. And I'll get to hear the voice acting. So. But, I'm gonna miss fawning with you guys. I really am. That's correct. He nodded. But magic is a force for good. I thought there were no bad witches. I find it hard to believe a witch would do this. Witches aren't supposed to be evil. Girl, okay, let's not be naive here. You have to know that there's just because your mother used her powers for good doesn't mean that everyone does. And there are stories about evil witches because obviously it's not just propaganda. There are evil witches. And it only takes one really nasty witch to ruin it for all the decent witches. Just saying. Indeed, there aren't. What happened here was an accident of sorts. Ah, so he's being nice instead of being like, You know, I was wondering that too. Like, and she's like, what? Witches aren't supposed to do evil things. And I was like, but does it seem like an evil thing to be tethered to the park? It almost seems like I'm doing something nice that just went awry because you did something, you worded something wrong. You know what I mean? An accident. I was reminded once again of the Seine River. I'd lost half of that. I'd lost a lot that day, even if I didn't remember what exactly they'd been. In addition to my father and the power I'd nurtured with my mother, I'd also lost an entire year's worth of memories. There's the explanation, a year. The people of the Rev had surely lost things themselves. They would continue to lose things as long as they remained captives. I didn't look up anything, I'm sorry. Are you okay? I hope I haven't frightened you. No, I'm okay. Well, thank goodness. I've said what I needed to say. This was all I wanted you to see. No, don't leave. He stepped back and the collar and chain vanished in an instant. After a short breath, the director faced me once again. Allow me to repeat my previous question. You are a witch, are you not? People fear things they don't understand. Whether you're a nice witch or a scary one, you can't let others know. Arnaud's words came to me again. Monsieur Hugo said witches aren't evil. If he believes that, then maybe... He's a love interest. We should be able to trust him, right? He seems perfectly wonderful. And actually, I was browsing, according to, because I scrolled down on Atome Kitten's, like, review, Hugo's one of the routes they recommend first, oddly. Like, the developer's recommended play order is Hugo, then either Sergei or Cryer, and then Leon and... It's Lucille? Lucille? I think that's how you say it. Either one of them switched. And then Arnaud's the last. Because he's got the most culmination of the story and loose ends. Although, she recommends in here... Cryer's route in particular was a bit vanilla, and Hugo's route contained a couple of point spoilers, so she thinks you could actually kind of switch those. You know what I mean? But, like, Hugo being like one of the first routes you can play, it's like, you can't be evil. That would give everything away. So, like, you know. But I feel like Arnaud's route being last makes sense because I'm pretty sure his father was the one that we saw in that vision and everything like that. So, you know. Anyway, I took a deep breath, fingers trembling. I am a witch. A sigh of relief left his lips. That took courage. Thank you. This means a lot to me. But I haven't been able to use magic for 7 years now. I'm not much of anything without that. He remained unfazed. That's perfectly fine. It slumbers within you. We wouldn't have seen that light if it wasn't there. That was magic? Most likely. I wager your own power reacted to the magic within the park. Now, the favor I would ask of you. He clapped his hands together. Would you join our staff? I want to use this opportunity to awaken your magic. He can use this opportunity to awaken a lot of things for me. I'm just saying. You knew, you had to know I was going to say something wildly inappropriate. Me? Work at the Reeve or Reeve? I don't know. With compensation, of course. Are you compensation? Because... Is Sergei compensation? Are you and Sergei? Oh, Oliver, do we get a man harem? Because that's all I'm ever looking for. I was speechless. I do love amusement parks. They remind me of Dad. It's not that I'm opposed exactly, I need time to think, I take it. The pressure was at once alleviated. Yes, I would need to speak with people back home before making a decision. I couldn't go agreeing to such arrangements without at least consulting with the Vincents first. I can read. I understand. I'll wait for your answer. When you have it, find me here. He's like, when you have it, you can find me. I mean, here. I'm not going anywhere. Like, I'll leave the gate open for you. Thank you. Au revoir, mademoiselle. Monsieur Hugo waved me goodbye as I left. Bidding farewell, I started on my way home. We've met all of our love interests. I did also notice on her thing that Leon the rabbit never takes his suit off. So we're romancing a rabbit costume. I have concerns now, guys. I didn't open the spoilers. I scrolled down and I just saw the thing on here that he's the bunny mascot. The children who visit the amusement park love him. He's very calm, sometimes quiet, and absolutely pure-hearted. He never takes off his costume, so no one really knows what he looks like in person. I have questions. Who? Why? You what? Listen. I'm not sure how I feel about this. I'm not sure. That's my questionable. Okay, listen, I figured like later when you get to know him, maybe you see him without the suit, but apparently not. Okay, listen. You give me a brother, and I'm fine with that. Whatever, bring it on. But you, and we've had the headless love interest. Oh, okay, sure. But a bunny costume, we furries now, guys. Okay, all right, fun times. Okay, sure. The park soon vanished behind a veil of trees. We still haven't met Lucille. Lucille? I think that's how you say it. Anyway. We haven't met him yet. But I did read on the thing he, like, is rarely seen. I really hope he's in the first 3 chapters, because that would kind of suck if he's not. But, yet I remained in high spirits, like I was still there somehow, in that world of dreams. I'm sure when we work there, we'll meet him. He only comes out at night. He's like a vampire. He just sneaks around and fixes things. What a day it's been. I just told the first person outside the Vincent family about who I was. For the first time, someone had come to me for help. They needed my magic. If my magic really is just asleep, I have to wake it up. There are people I could be helping. I want to be a kind witch, just like Mom was. I still love this little town. Gas lanterns lit up the dark streets. The warm glow almost seemed to call out to me, to guide me forward. My head remained in the clouds the entire way home. Once Arnaud had come home, I spoke with him about working at the park. I left out the part about my magic, though. I didn't want to worry him.
What? I asked to hire you. To do what? Sit around inside and read books all day.
Hey! Rude! You don't have to put it like that.
I'm just surprised is all. I didn't think my suggestion to go have fun for a day would lead to something like this.
Arnaud blinked several times.
So, what's got you stuck? You must be at least a little interested if you're talking to me about it.
I am. I'd very much like to work at an amusement park like my dad did. But that'd take time away from things I'd normally be doing to help. Cleaning, chores, and anything else that needs doing at home. Like cooking, because your mom might kill us all. Apparently, she's the resident, horrifying chef. There's always got to be one somewhere. I feel like that's becoming a common trope in games now, is like, there's always someone who don't let them anywhere near food. Don't let them cook. Okay, it's 2 sides of a coin. There's always like the, I am the chef and I'm just the most brilliant chef ever. Like, you got that character. Or like, if they don't have a brilliant chef as part of their personality, then they have a side character who is like, we'll kill you if they cook anything. It's like 2 sides, you know what I mean? It didn't feel right. Oh, it didn't feel right to run off when they'd done so much for me.
Who cares about that?
Oh, okay, all right, right, okay. So, you know, you threw a little shade at me, but you are the voice of reason, so fair. You don't? He acquiesced surprisingly quickly.
Mom could do pretty much anything outside the kitchen. Well, kind of. But if that falls through, we can always hire a maid like we did in Paris. Dad sends money, so it's not like we're hurting there. Plus, I work on top of it.
Arnaud's smile quickly turned to a frown.
I have one condition, though. Only while the place is in town. That's your first job, so don't get too attached.
Well, I mean, I'm assuming it's just people who were working at the park when the witch did whatever spell she did get stuck there forever. Because otherwise, I might actually get literally attached. But also, I'm gonna get attached because have you seen the hot guys in the park that I'm gonna romance? I'm already attached. I haven't even had this park for a day, but if anyone tries to take it away from me, I'm gonna stab them. All right, I'm that meme right now. Like, okay, don't touch my theme park boys. Most specifically, Hugo and Sergey. Okay, those two are my favorites. Although, to be fair, Cryer's kind of cute too. Lucille's beautiful. You'll see him. I don't dislike Arno, okay, but he's not part of the theme park, so he's separate. But I question romance in a bunny suit. So that's listen. I said we didn't have a baby-faced love interest, and I was like, we don't know what the rabbit looks like underneath, and we're never gonna know. He just looks like a rabbit suit. So there's my questionable. I'm gonna have to put him in the you're in the baby face category because I don't think furry is really. Listen. There are games where your animals come to life and turn into hot guys, and that's a questionable gray area. But this is romancing a man who never takes the suit off. The suit stays on at all times. Listen, if Sergey's like the glasses stay on, yeah, fine, sweetie, keep them on. All the time. But the bunny suit, I question how that's going to go. What are your kids going to look like? Are they going to be like half rabbits? This is like when you play The Sims and you're like in a bear phase forever. You know? Like, or you romance the flower bunny. This is some shit out of The Sims. And I actually, you know what? Credit to them. It's kind of funny. Anyway. Oh. Right, that seems fair. There was no guarantee my magic would ever awaken anyway.
And who knows where they'll disappear to next?
He glanced outside the window and sighed.
I'll talk to Mom. Make sure you're up bright and early tomorrow to let your new boss know.
I will. Thank you, Arno. The long day was finally coming to an end. Before bed, I picked up the music box from the dresser. I turned the key and listened to the melody as I processed the day's many events. I'm sorry, I'm just questioning. It's like I don't see the sound moving. Do we just not have background sound right now? Sorry. It really had been like someplace out of a storybook. The attractions, the performances, the smiles everywhere you looked. And then there was the Manege and its resemblance to this very music box. The light, my magic. The collar of light around the director's neck and the chain that held him captive. I could only wonder and hope my magic was there somewhere, waiting for me to wake it up. Give me strength, Dad. The strength to see this through. I held the music box to my chest. Maybe you should ask your mom for strength to awaken your magic. I'm just saying. Your dad's not the only one that's dead, jeez. Okay, time for bed. I had to get up early to visit the Reeve, or Rev, whatever it is. I needed to give them my answer. I'm like, one of these days we'll look at it, but it'll be like the last part before we hit chapter 4. The next morning, I made for the park while the air was still chilly. The girl at the front wasn't there. The gate, however, was open, just as I'd been told it would be. You're like, sweet, free day at the park, woohoo! Unlike yesterday, silence filled the park. There were no kids frolicking around the fountain, no parents to scold them. My legs carried me further. They led me toward the Manege. Ow, bird, Jesus! What the fuck? Why do you gotta bite? You're a jerk! Hold on, I was looking up something. Okay. All right. So I wanted to see because I was like, I'm assuming we saw the prologue title card. I'm assuming they'll have title cards. But interesting. It looks like I just opened up Hugo's route. Chapters 1, 2, and 3 are the common route. Chapter 4, it looks like, starts the love interest routes. Okay. Okay. So there you go. So like where this is basically like you get to do the whole comic because I wanted to see like maybe we should then use the guide. Um this way I don't have to go back it for me because then I can just go when we get to a route like okay, we're at around now. Okay. Um if that's the case, based on Atome Kitten's review, that Crier and Hugo's routes can be interchangeable, and because they're more lighthearted than others, Crier's route in particular was a bit vanilla, while Hugo's route contained a couple of plot spoilers. I mean, I could choose the Hugo thing so that Hugo's route's there and then I go back and do it later, but if we were playing the whole thing or the order I would do it, I would take that tip and do Crier's route first and then save Hugo to later just because the plot spoilers I would want to have them come out later. You know what I mean? So I'm actually going to open the guide for Crier's route. So this way as we're going through, we don't have any choices until we get to chapter 1. But this way when we have choices, I'll do that. This way I set myself up for going into the route that I would play first. Instead of accidentally tripping over. Although accidentally tripping over a route's not that big of a deal because we'll see. We'll see what happens when we get to chapter 1, how I feel. We'll see what happens. Do I just feel like seeing where we would go? Because then the chapter 4, I'm assuming title card will be like, hey, it's so-and-so's route, and then we'll know, okay. And then we'll see. We tripped over this route. Fair enough. Maybe we could do that. Doesn't matter. We hadn't planned a meeting place, but somehow I knew I'd find him there. And there he was. Being as beautiful as ever. Yep. Just. You have your answer. He'd noticed me at once. I do. I'd like to work with you, as long as the park is in Blancburg at least. Blancbourg, whatever. So we'll have to say goodbye once time's up. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. You're like, she's like, no, but like, I'm gonna pretend I'm gonna say yes. There's no telling how things will go with my magic, after all. That's true. In that case... Monsieur Hugo stepped forward and extended his hand. Wow. He's not Inspector Gadget. I look forward to working with you. Likewise, monsieur. We exchanged a firm handshake. I now had a job to do. I had to awaken my magic and free the people of the amusement park that I can't pronounce. So rose the curtain on my new life. This feels like the end of the prologue. Ooh! I don't want to play the theme song because the theme music is you. Damn it, it was the end of the prologue. I'm so sad. It went too fast. It makes sense. Chapter 1. I don't know how long the chapters could be longer than. They seem to have quite a few choices in them. Oh, there's also mini games. Wait a minute. The mini game is optional. Skipping it will not affect your endings. Okay, well that's cool. We might try it and see what it is. Hopefully it's not the one where we have to like do math in my head really fast because shit. Okay, so there's only 3 choices, 2 in chapter 2 and 3 in okay, so there's not a ton, but you don't know if they're back to back or like how they work out. I think we're just gonna wing it for choices already now. I just like seeing the guide up so we can at least kind of gauge what the hell's happening and where we are in the game and stuff like that, but I just want it to go on for a lot longer than it probably will. Now that you're one of us, there are a few things we ought to go over. Take a look around you and introduce me to the characters, because we've met them, sort of. We've seen them, but we don't know their names. Okay. Ferris wheel. Tent. Got it. I did so. I saw pastel attractions, automatons behind counters, and, of course, the prominent fountain. What exactly am I looking for? Don't blink now. Monsieur Hugo snapped his fingers. Okay, there is background music, alright, it was just very quiet. I didn't blink. What? There was a flash of light, and suddenly everything was gone. Only the Manege and the automatons remained. What just happened?
And this is a magic amusement park, and I'm its director. I can manifest or erase it on a whim.
Again, explains how they got a fountain. I told you it was magical. Did I say that, or was it just like, how are they getting these gates and shit around? So,
Mostly, that is.
he gestured to the Manege and the automatons.
Snapping the park in and out of existence is rather convenient, but reality does not abide by the laws of illusion. Our freedom is hindered by physical limitations. The Manege can only be carted so far.
He shrugged. That certainly sounds complicated. Reality and fiction are all merging together in one place. Sounds like something out of a storybook or an Otome game. It must be hard having to live it, though. I'll do everything I can to awaken my magic and free you all. I promise.
I truly appreciate you saying that.
The director smiled softly before snapping his fingers again.
Now, shall we do something about that magic inside you?
Already? I hadn't expected it to happen so soon.
Pardon me, too sudden.
Monsieur Hugo peered down at me with concern. I'm not quite sure, really. I'd like some time. No, I'm okay. I'm not going to decide, like, I think, it's so hard. I also don't want to make choices this early. It's gonna end. I feel like, what would I say? It's so hard not using a guide. I want to use the guide so bad. And, like, part of me wants to choose what's right for Hugo, but I don't want to go down Hugo's right. You know what I mean? But anyway. Like, I feel like Hugo probably wants me to say, like, I'm okay, so then we spend time doing it. But I feel like, reality-wise, we'd be here like, I need some time before I start. Could you just at least introduce me to the people in the park before we start? It's so hard. Guys, I want to use a guide so bad. We're so used to it, I don't know how to make these choices for myself. Let's just jump right in. Whatever. We'll just... Okay. I'm okay. I don't know. No, I'm okay. I answered as firmly as I could.
And that's the spirit. I'll be here to guide you every step of the way.
He winked. Okay, I mean, like, we got a wink out of him, so, like, right choice for me. Oh, CG of our main character.
Subconsciously, you've put your powers to sleep. What we're going to do is slowly but surely wake them up. Close your eyes and concentrate. Find where you've stowed that magic inside you. Can you feel it?
There's a light. I can see it.
That's your magic waiting to be roused. Reach out and gather it.
I noticed a little icon up in the right corner for a hot second. I don't know what that was. Oh no! Oh no! Use the right stick, left stick, or touch screen to gather as many fragments of magical light as you can within the time limit. Okay. Alright. Okay. There was an option in the game that said touch screen on, and I turned it off because I was like, I'm not using my switch. It's docked, and you know what I mean. So, okay. So the right and left stick to gather as many. Okay. Oh god, we're gonna fail this so hard because you're watching me. Oh Jesus. I don't mind the idea of mini games though. Like, what am I supposed to do? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Okay, so we're just like using this to like. So we're just like spinning it around. Okay, it's the left stick is a little bit easier to do. Okay, the left stick is so much easier to control for some reason. God damn it. I can't get those groupings. Damn it. Oh, I got in the top. So good. Yay. At first when it was still in the bottom bar. I was like, damn it, this is so hard. Okay. The light's gone.
You must have lost focus. It's not your fault. This is very delicate work.
It did say I got perfect, but I guess, for the purposes of what she's trying to do, she's not going to get it like that, you know?
Let's awaken what you've gathered, shall we? But to do this, you must be precise. When you feel the magic coalesce into your very core, call out to it.
I'll try. Are we doing this again? Oh, God! Okay, touch the screen or tap the A button when the two stars outlines overlap. Oh, when the two buttons overlap. To awaken your magical power, the amount of magic you gathered in the first stage will affect the second stage's difficulty. Okay, I'm assuming the more magic... Oops, I did it wrong. Oops. I did it wrong. Oops. I clicked the A button too soon. I wasn't paying attention. No, you're supposed to wait until it shrinks back, and I just clicked the button because I was like, oh my god. I'm an idiot, but that's okay. Don't worry about it. Well, can we go back? Hold on. Can we go back here? Let's see if we can... Okay. Oh, we can go back. I just want to try to do it a little bit better. I want to try to do it a little bit better. Okay. There we go. That's what you're supposed to do. Not that it matters, I'm sure, because it's like a mini game and it's like throughout the game, the story-wise, you're going to rank your magic up. It's just a little way for you to have fun with it. So I'm sure it doesn't matter whether you get A or C or you do good or bad, or because obviously it says the mini game's optional. Skipping it doesn't affect your endings or anything. So it's just there for funsies, but I still wanted to try to do it right. I'm finished. I don't feel very different, though.
I'd be surprised if you did. What we've awakened is only a fraction, after all. You might not feel it, but you've made great progress. And so quickly, too. I'm impressed. I think you deserve a reward. Maybe a kiss?
Okay. A what?
No. Perhaps another time.
I mean, seriously, this is why I would never be the protagonist in an Otome game. Because I'd be here and he'd be like, maybe a kiss, and I'd be like, all right, bring it on. And then he would probably giggle, blush, and, like, deny it to me because he wasn't expecting me to say yes. And be like, are you kidding, you beautiful bastard? Kiss me. Now. Let's go. Like... But you also have to accept the man harem and the mental man harem I have with all my Otome boys that live in my head. It's crazy in here, so. Only after I'd heard his childish laugh did it hit me that he was teasing. See? I'd be like, you try to tease me, it's not gonna work. Pony up the kiss, let's go. So he has a playful side. Duly noted.
It'll take time to awaken your magic. At times it may feel tedious, but the process mustn't be rushed.
Yes, of course. Thank goodness. That's one less thing to worry about. This subject had always weighed heavily on my mind compared to my other concerns. I could feel the tension leaving my shoulders. You know an awful lot about magic. Is there another witch you're acquainted with?
No. I've simply picked up on a good deal as I've researched ways to free us from the Reeve. My knowledge is the culmination of many a lengthy volume.
That makes sense. The reason I'm here must be because he's tried everything else. While Sir Hugo stared off into the distance, his elegant smile soon returned, though.
Anyway, allow me to show you around behind the scenes. We have a contract to discuss and staff to introduce you to. If you'll follow me, mademoiselle.
Thank you. So I'm assuming if you choose not yet, you don't play the minigame, I'm guessing. Because it would change. You know what I mean? Like, what would be the point of either choice if you didn't, you know? I followed closely behind, so maybe the minigame is all just like moments where you test your magic. So if you chose to never do that and never play them and never get the choice that would open up the minigame, then you're just never gonna free these people. I followed closely behind. Maybe that's Arnaud's route. Oh, that's right. Shortly after we'd left the Manege, I remembered something very important. May I ask a question? Only one. No need to limit yourself. His perpetual eloquence was something I would have to get used to. Thank you, but just one is enough for now. As you wish. How can I help? It's about your Manege. That sounded weird the way I said it. Are you aware of any music boxes based on its likeness? Music boxes? He tilted his head in thought. I'm referring to one my late father gave me before he passed. He's like, how many times did I tell you I don't know your dad? Like, it looks just like the Manege here. It's not just a passing resemblance either. I had no idea such a thing existed. We certainly don't sell them, so perhaps someone was simply inspired by us. My father must have been. He was always a skilled craftsman. He was he? I've hit a dead end. If Monsieur Hugo never knew my father, then it all must have been a coincidence. Did you not, though, remember how he said, oh, you? And you're like, what do you mean me? And he's like, I knew you like 7 years ago. And you're like, yeah, I don't remember that whole year. So like, and then he's like, oh. And then now we're here and you didn't think to like, so about the me you knew, could you tell me about how we met and all of that? I'm sure that comes up later maybe in his route, but it's kind of one of those like, I mean, fair enough, I'd forget too, and then be like, oh, right, you said you knew me. But, like, I feel like that should be a question that she should be asking him. I was certain there would have been some kind of connection, but I suppose that it all been wishful thinking. I apologize. I didn't mean to pry. It was just on my mind. It's quite all right. Please, continue to ask away, and I'll gladly answer what I can. He smiled at me. We'd only just met, and yet I felt an oddly familiar sense of calm wash over me. But again, you didn't just meet, he knew you. Did she forget? Well, I mean, she forgets certain things, so that makes sense. She's just not doing the best at remembering this right now. Conversations have never been my strong suit, but something about him is so inviting. Well, he's beautiful, so yeah. I would not be able to speak properly. I'd be too busy drilling and tripping over myself, but... Here we are. Before long, we'd arrived at a large, tent-like building. I timidly stepped inside. The interior was many times larger than I'd anticipated. It had been furnished with all of the essentials of a workplace. Desks, tables, and shelves. Welcome to where the magic happens.
I believe it may be more succinctly described as the administrative tent.
The tall man I'd met the day prior quipped back at Monsieur Hugo. I'm only adding a little flair.
An unnecessary complication. God, I love stoic glasses bastards. God, I love them.
Allow me to introduce you to. This is Sergei, our head of finances. Pleased to meet you. I'm Spacey. I suppose we'll be coworkers from now on.
So I've heard. Call me Sergei.
Sergei's expression was stone-like as he pulled a sheet of paper from the desk. Yes, but that's why we love them so much. He's gonna melt like butter. Ugh!
I've compiled the terms of your employment here. Please read it thoroughly before signing.
Right, okay. Let me tell you something. If we have to have a mini game in your route and it's math problems, I'm gonna call you Kent from Amnesia because, like, that was our first Stone Cold Glasses bastard, and I'm pretty sure that's the reason why I have a weird thing for them, and they're my favorite. Although the dramatic flair over here on the right, this is just a happy little man sandwich I'd like to squeeze between. The man's businesslike demeanor quickly revived the anxiety I'd only just rid myself of. Monsieur Hugo patted him on the back. Remember what we talked about smiling, Sergei. Women like a friendly face. No, I like the stoic glasses bastards. Friendly face too, but like he can stay as stone cold as he wants.
If you insist.
Aw! He's actually precious with a little smirk on his face. Look, it's so tiny and just barely there, but it's precious. The edges of his lips twisted up in the shape of a smile. A smile it was, technically, in the most generous sense. It's a little smirk and I love it. Oh, look at the robot trying a human. I hate to be rude, but this somehow makes me even more uncomfortable. No, see, I'd lose my shit. I'd be like, look at you, you're so cute trying to be a human, trying to smile like you have emotions. You're adorable. I'm going to melt you like butter later, you little marshmallow.
Is something the matter?
No, nothing. You never disappoint.
Dare I ask what's so funny, Hugo? I'm only doing what you asked.
You, really don't have to force yourself on my account.
Is that so? Very well.
Oh, is it over already? Sergei returned to his stoicism, much to the director's great disappointment.
Here's your contract.
I took the paper and scanned over it. Much of the language was difficult to parse, but I managed to decipher the main points. Yada yada legal jargon, yada yada legal bullshit. Okay, whatever. I'd only be employed for the time the Reeve was present in the Blunkberg. Magic was to be practiced before opening and after closing. The rest of my time could be used at my own discretion. So I'm getting paid to just do magic before we open and after we close and then just do fuck all that I want? This is the best, and there's handsome boys. Best job ever! What does my own discretion mean?
You may stay at the park or return home. Simply use your time however you see fit.
I'm being paid, though, aren't I? Hardly seems fair that all I do is practice magic.
Those were the terms, were they not, Hugo?
That is correct. I'd like for your full attention to be on awakening your magic. I see. The arrangement didn't sit right with me, even if that was technically what I'd agreed to. He may insist, but still, simmer down. Isn't there a way I could help with work around the park? You intend to juggle both responsibilities? If I'm gonna be working here, I'd like to be of some use at least. If that's okay. As long as it doesn't impede your progress with magic, I say it's a splendid idea. You'd need a uniform, though.
Not to worry. I planned ahead.
Of course he did. Of course he did. Sergei swiftly retrieved a uniform from a dresser. The majority of the uniform was a beautiful white and pink affair, patterned with stars that contrasted brightly against the colors. It even came with a matching cap and boots. Yay, we're gonna look adorable. It's beautiful!
It wasn't made for you, to clarify. We keep spares on hand at all times.
You have a plan for everything, Sergei. What would I do without you?
It's my job to never disappoint.
Flirt with each other harder, would you? I'm here for it. Don't let me stop you. Keep flirting. Kiss a little. Sergei handed me the clothes, then set about amending the contract.
This should be everything. If so, please sign here.
Please get closer. God, you're beautiful. Thank you. I gave the contract one last look before signing my name.
Consider your paperwork processed. Welcome to the Reeve.
Or Rev. We're gonna go with Reeve. We're just gonna go with Reeve, guys. I don't know. Thank you again for what you're doing. We welcome you with open arms. I'm glad to be here. I bowed to them. Monsieur Hugo then exchanged glances with Sergei. Yeah, they're exchanging lovers' glances. The latter nodded back before looking at the door.
Are you there, Clara? Come in, please.
She's going to be the front desk girl, I bet. I forget what her name is, but yeah, okay. A girl I recognized entered. It's the woman I met at the gate. Hey there! I think we met yesterday, didn't we? I'm Clara. I run things at the front. I'm Spacey. I look forward to working with you. Look at how tiny she is compared to these two. It's adorable.
She's the newest addition to our staff. Could you lend her your room to change in?
Wait, I thought she was only here for magic practice. She's working too?
The details have yet to be hammered out, but yes, it was her idea.
Well, you're one of the good ones, huh? I'm useless when it comes to magic right now, so I want to do what I can in the meantime. I think I like you. Come here, I'll show you to my room. Clara grinned from ear to ear. I held my uniform to my chest and followed her out. Clara's our new best friend-o. And that'll do it. Hair, check. Cap, perfect. Looking good. Look, oh, we do look so adorable. You think so? I know so. You're adorable. Ready to head back? Yeah, I mean, she's not wrong. We are adorable. Donned in my new clothes, I followed Clara as she stepped out of her tent. Each of the staff apparently had one of their own. Meals and showers were shared, but living spaces were separate. You know what? Don't get me. Don't even. I know what you're like. Showers are shared. So I can take a shower with Hugo. Thank you for all your help, Clara. Don't mention it. And there's no need to be so stiff around me. Or any of us, for that matter. Other than Sergei and the director, our ages probably aren't that far apart. How old are you, by the way? 17. Really? Me too. Clara's eyes lit up. I've been the only girl around here, so I can't tell you how nice it'll be having you around. Clara? I'd be like, get out of my man harem if it was anybody else. But Clara's like so nice. She's like, oh, thank God, I'm tired of the sausage fest. I'd be like, Clara, you're not in love with anyone. Listen, Clara, I'll let you have the guy in the bunny suit. Okay? But like the rest of them might be off limits. We're gonna be good friends. That means no being stiff. Right, yeah. I mean, I always like when we have our little, like, adorable best friendos, so we're okay with this. I'd like that, Clara. Mm-hmm. Now, time for your first job. Break a leg. Clara gave me a gentle push on the back as soon as we made it back to the administrative tent. Huh, what job? I looked around the room, which now included people I've yet to meet. Everyone, let's give a warm welcome to our new member of the R.I.P. I just almost slipped into wrong voice for him. Care to introduce yourself, mademoiselle? Right. My name is Spacey, and I'll be working with you all starting today. I'm technically a witch, but I can't use magic yet. I intend to help out while I get a handle on it. For as long as you're in Blancburg, at least, I'm gonna do everything in my power to free you all. Despite how clumsy it was, my introduction garnered scattered applause. Can't say I have to do that very often. My heart's still pounding. I let out a sigh to calm my nerves. Meanwhile, the rabbit stepped forward and bowed. My name's Leon. I hope we'll get to know each other while you're here. Oh, and I'm probably younger than you, so no need to treat me like I'm your superior or anything. Really? Okay, then it's nice to meet you, Leon. Likewise. He must really love his job if he's already in costume. Oh, we're gonna learn that he really just loves the costume. I'm sad. Okay, guys, I'm sad in a way that we can't play the full game because I really would love to see all of our reactions to the CGs with us romancing a bunny suit. I'm gonna miss that. I'm sure you're gonna miss my reactions because they're gonna be a thing. It's gonna be bonkers. Next to him was the boy who'd performed yesterday, scowling in a most displeased manner. My name's Crier. And that was it for his introduction. Oh, are you a sassy bitch? I thought you were a perky bitch. I get the feeling he doesn't like me. Maybe because he's mad about witches? Seek out either me or Hugo should you have any questions pertaining to your duties. I will. Okay, perfect place. We got our introductions. Well, we're not... Well, we get to end looking at Sergei's beautiful face, and then when we come back,
we will. I know, Bird. I know. We're ending the part right now, but I will get you to your potty spot because you are getting very fidgety and you are getting very annoying. God damn, your toes are the worst. You should let me trim your toenails. Anyway, so we will stop here and we will continue next time. So I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.